This week on Machinery Pete TV, we wrap up our coverage of the Mike Stetzel auction. His lineup of classic International tractors includes this marvelous two-owner 5088 two-wheel drive. A 6th generation John Deere A's flywheel is still cranking. And Pete looks at price data for the John Deere 9RX on the used market.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support.
Big Iron, rural America's premier online auction site for the sale of used farm equipment.
Hey folks, welcome to Machinery Pete TV. We're in slightly chilly Warren, Indiana today. It's actually an online farm retirement sale for Stetzel Farms, sale by Merit Auctions. And on today's show, we're going to focus on two of the hottest sectors I've seen in the used equipment market lately. One, slightly older two-wheel drive tractors like this Sharp 5088. It'd be fun to watch that baby sell. And then we got a planter that's been rebuilt. It's only got 400 acres on it, a Kinze 3600, so stay tuned for that. We got to go back to the studio and get the latest farm equipment news.
All right, thanks, Pete. I'm Clinton Griffiths. The latest Ag Economy Barometer taking a nosedive in August. The survey of farmer sentiment from Purdue University and the CME Group fell 13 points from July, coming in at a reading of 100. Survey takers say weakening farm income prospects weighed on farmer sentiment. Now, the August Farm Financial Performance Index, it fell 9 points below a month earlier and is now 14 points lower than a year ago. AGCO announcing the North American debut of its Massey Ferguson 9S Series tractor. Take a look. AGCO says this tractor delivers maximum power and efficiency for demanding implements. It has a 90-gallon per minute economy pump, which enables farmers to adapt it to their operations. And it says the right ballast reduces unneeded compaction while providing high levels of traction for heavy draft work. The company says, while in the field, operators have reported up to a 15% cut in fuel consumption with the tractor. And a new report says eating eggs could help reduce your risk of developing Alzheimer's. Researchers studying more than 1,000 older adults without signs of dementia. They say eating more than one egg per week was associated with a 47% reduction in risk of developing Alzheimer's dementia. Researchers believe the essential nutrient choline was the main driver in lowering the risk. The study was funded by the National Institute on Aging. That's it for news. Now let's check on some recent auctions from around the country.
Big Iron will have a special lineup of equipment on display at Husker Harvest Days this year, with an excellent selection of equipment from area dealers and farmers available on BigIron.com. Check out the equipment on site at the show in Grand Island on September 10th through the 12th. All of the equipment at the show will sell unreserved to the highest bidder on Big Iron's September 17th Husker Harvest Days dealer and farmer auction. Bidding closes at 9 a.m. on September 17th. Go to BigIron.com for more information.
Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. You've got to try this. The power of foam is the only way to clean and degrease your equipment. Simply foam it on, give the foam a few minutes to work, and power wash it off. Cuts grease and your wash time significantly. The foam won't harm electrical sensors or controls. It neutralizes and washes away farm chemicals and is safe to use on most surfaces. Call 888-996-7801 or go online to check out their dealer locator at poweroffoam.com to find the power of foam near you.
Hey, Machinery Pete here, folks. I recently ran into Paul and Blake Matichek, owners of Matichek Implement, a fantastic single-store Case IH dealer in beautiful Faribault, Minnesota, at the finale of the 2024 crop tour here in Rochester, Minnesota. got visiting with the guys, and man, they told me about an incredible lease special that we need to talk about. For all the details on this amazing lease offer, go to matacheck.com. What they're offering is 0% interest-free 3-year walkaway leases on a trio of 2023 Case IH Stagger 620 quad tracks. These 620 quads have 1,189, 1,053, and 699 hours. Again, for all the lease details, go to matacheck.com. That's MATEJCEK.com, where you'll also find tons of beautiful pictures on these 620 quads. Machinery Pete says Matacheck Implement takes about the best dealer equipment picks of anybody around.
Hey folks, here with Mike Stetzel, Stetzel Farms, Warren, Indiana. And Mike, man, this 1086 here, wow, this thing says on the sale bill only 2,125 hours, is that?
That's what I was understood when I got it.
How long have you owned it?
Probably 10 or 12 years.
Okay. Was it a local fellow you bought it from, or?
It was north of Fort Wayne, I believe. We had a 1086, we wore it out. This was a tri-stripe, it's an 81.
Yeah, late model, yeah.
It was one of the last ones made, so.
Now, anytime, Mike, I see tractors of this age, 70s, 80s, 90s, even 2000s with really, really low hours, people always ask, well, how can that be? So this thing you've had 10 years, did you have a specific
All I
task
did
for it?
was I sprayed with it.
Just sprayed.
And,
Okay.
I'm not a big farmer, but I had 60-foot booms. When I want to spray, and you go to co-op, you don't know when they're spraying, so I just do it myself.
Right. And now again, you grew up red tractors.
Yeah.
From your dad, and we look over here, we got H's, we got Super A's, we got all kinds of good stuff. The 1086, where does that rank in IH tractor lore for you?
Well, I'd rather have an older one, or a 1066 is probably my favorite.
Because?
That's just what I always liked. Or a 1206 I thought
Yeah.
was sharp tractor.
Oh, I can't go wrong with 1206.
Well, they're good tractors.
Yeah.
They got, you had the camp, and
Somebody's going to be, whoever buys this thing is going to get a pretty good rig, aren't they?
oh yeah, you can do about whatever you want.
And these days, with online auction, merit auctions, I mean, this thing could go anywhere.
You never know.
Okay, folks, planner time, and Zach, we got a 3600 here, 1224. This thing's been rebuilt, right?
Yes. 2 seasons on a rebuild, I think around 400 acres. And if you go back there and put your hands on it, I mean, I've had a lot of people tell me rebuild, and they didn't go all the way through it, but he went all the way through this planner. There's a lot of these planners out there, and they're getting some age on them, and you see a lot of them now that you could go through and put thousands of dollars in.
Right.
And Mike already did that. I mean, that planner is ready to go to the field.
Nice. And I know at our website, machinerypete.com, we track search traffic. Boy, the rebuilt planners just seem to really pull people in, don't they?
Yeah, yep. So,
Because those new ones aren't exactly cheap, are they?
No, and these planners, for this type of machinery, this type of area, these planners are still really simple. Guys can work on them. There's not a lot of electronics on them, and I don't know. I've grown up right around here. That's about the first thing you seen when people would start off-brand, and you'd have a red tractor or a green tractor, but you'd have a blue planter behind them around here. These planters have been here in this area for a long time.
I got to know your dad a little bit over the years, Zach. Great guy. And you guys you had some Kinze planters.
Yeah,
on the
we
farm,
run a Kinze 2600 for a long time, and it was the same thing. It was, if I was gone or whatever, Dad was planting on his own. It was a very simple planter, and he could work on it and do what he needed to do on it, and you could cover a lot of ground in a hurry with it.
You and Mike been getting a lot of calls on this thing?
Yeah. I mean, I think with our pictures, if you look at our internet catalog, I mean, we did a really good job picturing it. Randy and Connor's back there helped me do a lot of that stuff, and I think a lot of people could see what it was, but a lot of people would call and say, is it as nice as it looks in the pictures? Because you can see that it's got the gouged wheels on it and the new press wheels and everything, but you go up and grab a hold of it, and I mean, that's people who just want to know if it was as nice as it looked.
Well, those pictures representing this hot item, Zach must be working, because I noticed the online action on it was even last night was getting it was moving pretty rapidly.
Yeah, and I've always been a big advocate of that. Hey, I was pushing the online thing back in the late 2000s, you know, when people were getting on it and I was getting some resistance from certain people. But if it's done right, it'll work. You know, hey, this is an online only sale here today, but I always tell everybody, online only doesn't mean you can't come look at it. You know, we've had 2 inspection days here, but if somebody doesn't come look at it, I stress to my people, and whether I'm taking pictures, hey, you can't take too many. You know, if they take too many, I'll sort them out and get rid of the ones that I don't want to use.
Here are a few more items that sold on today's sale.
Out here, sunrise only means one thing. It's go time. Go rake some hay. Go bale some hay. Go check on the herd. Go get the job done right with equipment built to do all the hard work and make it look easy. Morning, noon, and night. Kubota equipment. Built right, built ready.
Best way I've seen to fix faded paint? Dakota Shine. Made in South Dakota by Dakota Ag Innovations, a company with a 20-year history of working with top construction equipment manufacturers, now offering Dakota Shine to the farm community to help you keep your equipment looking like new and retain more value when it comes time to sell or trade. Key active ingredient from corn soy derivatives. Order online at dakotashine.com or visit your regional farm stores to pick up your Dakota Shine today. What's that piece of equipment worth? Check out Machinery Pete's auction prices for the answer. Free to view, updated daily, all types of equipment. Go to machinerypete.com and click on the auction tab, then auction price data. Hey folks, I'm here with Casey McGregor. Now Casey, you are an auction coordinator and also real estate specialist with Merit Auctions?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and you came on board with them?
Roughly about a year ago.
Okay, now Casey, we were visiting a little bit before we started here. Interesting, you're from Fort Madison, Iowa.
Yes.
But you did not grow up on a farm.
No. No farm, not when I was little or anything like that.
And no one in your family was in the auction business?
No, so
how did you wind up in the auction business?
Yeah,
Casey?
so went to college for ag, really liked it, worked on a dairy farm, and then just needed something different, so kind of got in the auction industry and never looked back.
Nice.
So.
Well, Zach was telling me shortly after you came on, Casey, you got involved with a big auction with H&R AgriPower, of course,
Yes.
a fantastic dealer down throughout the Southeast. And they just sent you down and you helped make it, and it was a fantastic sale. What was that like?
Yeah, so Dave Gibson, Zach Reister, 2 great guys we worked for. We had to get down there kind of in a time crunch, so I went clear down to Southern Illinois one day and hopped over to Kentucky for a couple days and got about 30 pieces of equipment done. Got back, got it all online, and got everything ready to go for the bidding to open.
On a sale of that scale, that is a ton of work. Because you guys take tons of pictures, I mean really good pictures.
Yes.
That's just quite a process, isn't it?
It is. I mean, you figure a combine, almost 60 to 80 pictures per, unit, and your tractors, and you know, this time of the year, it's not always the easiest with weather and time, you know, it's getting darker a lot sooner. So definitely a time crunch. And then, yeah, going back through, getting everything precise, you know, couple late nights, just kind of making sure, you know, everything's in line before, you know, the public views it.
Welcome back to Tractor Tales, folks. This week we're going to head to the Show Me State, and we've got a hedgerow special for you. Daryl Walters shows off a gem he found in a hedgerow on one of their farms. And after some TLC, this John Deere A from the 1930s is in prime condition in hopes he can keep it around for generations to come.
We brought 4 tractors, and they're all different. My favorite is the 1935 A John Deere, and it's been in the family for 6 generations. Grandpa Davis, he lived down around the Sugar Tree area. They farmed down in there. He bought it, then it went to my uncle, Warren Davis, and he used it to farm with. Then it went to my mother, and then my mother gave it to me, and we still have more generations to come. It was sitting in a hedgerow. It had a hedge limb that big around laying across the gas tank, and the hood and the steering rod was bent. So it had some, and it was stuck, and nobody had messed with it for 30 years probably. My dad helped me with it. We worked on it one entire winter. We had fun. It's a very rare tractor. It's an early 35 model. They started making A John Deeres in 1934. And anybody that collects John Deeres knows what an open fan shaft A is. And they're really, really hard to find. I like it more every year. I used to tractor pull with it before I knew what I had. And then I realized what I had, so we pretty much quit doing tractor pulling with it. Yeah, I'm gonna hand it down one of these days. It won't be worth anything to them because I'm gonna tell them never to sell it. So it's really a burden instead of, but some of them I think want it, and I think it'll get taken care of.
Folks, stay tuned. Coming up, we got something that's been red hot here the last few years, a nice older 2-wheel drive tractor that's 5088. It's got 6,540 hours on it, and Mike Stetzel is the second owner.
Looking to sell your equipment or needing an upgrade? Purple Wave Auction has you covered. From construction to agriculture and fleet, we make it easy for you to sell, bid, or buy. Always online and always no reserve. Take the next step and register for free today at purplewave.com. It's time to experience the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment with Purple Wave Auction.
The only way I've seen to safely clean aluminum grain and stock trailers is Bright Plus Aluminum Cleaner from Dakota Ag Innovations. With over 15 years of proven performance cleaning all types of aluminum, the results speak for themselves. Dirty, stained, and discolored aluminum trailers don't stand a chance against Bright Plus Aluminum Cleaner. Safely improve the appearance of your aluminum trailers at home and make a statement with Bright Plus. Order today at trailercleaner.com or find Bright Plus Aluminum Cleaner at a farm store near you.
Want to get smarter and have some fun while you're at it? Introducing Unscripted and Grow Getters, 2 of agriculture's most entertaining and engaging podcasts. Hosted by U.S. Farm Report's Tyne Morgan and Ag Day's Clinton Griffiths, Unscripted is your chance to meet the personalities behind the personalities. And with heart and humor, Grow Getters with host Davis Michelson explores Ag's most innovative side hustles. You can find Unscripted and Grow Getters on the Farm Journal YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts. Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
Hey folks, we're back with owner Mike Stetzel here, Stetzel Farms, Warren, Indiana, and man, when I was looking online at the pictures of your 5088, Mike, it's kind of nice to be up close to it. It's a beautiful tractor.
It's a nice tractor.
And 2-wheel drive, I forget how many hours you got on this thing, Mike?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to look.
I think 6,540.
It's around 65, 66.
And it said you are the second owner, Mike?
That's what I understand when I got it.
So where did you pick it up?
I got that off of Kenny Rupley out of Manchester and north of Huntington a little bit.
Tractor jockey up there?
Well, kind of. When I like that 8940 or this one, I tell him I want one, and
he finds it.
He'll find it sooner or later.
Nice. Now, when you got it back to the farm here, how did you use it, Mike?
I plant with it, and
what is your planter?
Oh, it was the
Kinze?
The Kinze corn planter, the 30-inch rows.
Okay, got it. And two-wheel drive, I've been noticing a lot of interest the last 2-3 years on these 10 to 30-year-old two-wheel drive rigs. What did you like about the two-wheel drive?
Well, you can turn shorter and stuff, and when you're planting, and it's easier to get around with them. And
right.
That's just like nice-looking tractor.
It is it's a beautiful tractor. And what about now? You've had all manner of International case-size tractors, Mike. Particularly the 88 series here. What did you like, or what?
Well, that Tri-6 transmission shifting in it. It was a step up back then.
Well, it made a Minnesota boy drive to Indiana to watch this thing sell, so this is going to be fun, Mike. It's a beautiful rig.
Thank you.
Well, I had a lot of fun last week in Houston, Texas at the 2024 Commodity Classic Farm Show. Day one of the show, I posted a Machinery Pete YouTube video on the tractor down here that had everybody chirping. Deere's new 9RX 830, largest tractor John Deere's ever made, 830 horsepower. Thing weighs 84,000 pounds. Of course, more visibility out of the cab, more floor space in the cab. You can do all the maintenance at ground level, very cool stuff. But of course, the factor that had everyone talking was the fact that it's no def. So check out that video if you haven't seen it. But when I'm at these farm shows and I watch these new items being released, you guys know me, I sit there and wonder, well, geez, what the heck is this thing going to be worth 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the road? And also, what's it going to do to the value of the prior model? Now, I'll tell you, we had some interesting test cases last week. On Monday, an online auction out of Mason City, Iowa, by my good friends at the Steffes Group, they sold this 22 model John Deere 9RX 640, 837 hours on it, went for $555,000. Now, the next day, last Tuesday, Merit Auctions had an online dealer auction for Ag Pro companies, and this 22 model 9RX 640, 619 hours on it out of Richwood, Ohio, sold for $550,000. Now, in case you're wondering, the current average dealer advertised price on a 9RX 640 is $716,338. And if we compare to what the auction prices were just a little while ago, we go back to late December, Steffes Group sold a pair on their December 22nd West Fargo, North Dakota auction. Again, a pair of 22 model 9RX 640s. They had just under 600 hours each and went for $571,000 and $578,000. And actually, if you wind it back farther, last August 28th, I believe, in Williston, North Dakota, same auction company, the Steffes Group, sold this 22 model 9RX 640 with 520 hours for $661,000, and that's the record. Now, in case you're wondering, the price tag on that new 9RX 830, I can't pin it down exactly, but the numbers I was hearing was $1.2 to $1.4 million.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us this week. From Warren, Indiana, the online farm retirement auction from Mike Stetzel. And I tell you what, Mike's love of International tractors really came shining through. Great sale by Merit Auctions. How about Mike's 5088 two-wheel drive? Over 6,500 hours, selling for $24.25. That's the 10th highest auction price I've ever seen on a 5088, but it's the highest ever on a 5088 with over 6,500 hours. So happy seller for Mike, and I'm sure a happy buyer to pick up such a sweet tractor. We'll see you back here next week on Machinery Pete TV. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support.
Big Iron, rural America's premier online auction site for the sale of used farm equipment.